I had just woken up when I found a gold chain locked around my left wrist. The other end was tied to my sworn enemy, my childhood friend, Yaqian. Without a second's hesitation, I yanked the woman upright. "You big idiot. What are you doing? How dare you sleep in my bed?" There was no trace of sleepiness on Yaqian's face, nor much surprise. She merely curled her red lips slightly, watching me with a smile. I raised my left wrist. "What's this about? Unlock it now." I showed her the gold chain. Yaqian suddenly became agitated. "You want to go find Yuan Tiantian again, don't you? Don't even think about it. You'll never see her again for as long as you live." I scratched my head and asked, "Who is this Yuan whatever Tiantian? Why would I go looking for her?" This time, Yaqian froze, but only for a second. She quickly recalled everything I had done before. When she did not answer, I began looking over my surroundings. It was a huge room, lavishly decorated and obviously expensive. Yaqian thought I was about to lose my mind again, and sneered. "What are you planning? Smash my head with a vase again? Or are you trying to?" I ignored her. After a quick look around, I had countless questions. "Where are we?" "You're home, but I remember your house looking nothing like this. And why am I here? Why are you and I chained together? Why were we sleeping in the same bed? What did you do to me? This gold chain is an alloy, right? It cannot be real gold. You do not know where this is. You secretly bought this house behind my back and hid it from me. What do you mean?" Then I suddenly saw something strange. A line of translucent words appeared out of thin air. "Here we go again. The male lead is pretending to have amnesia to fool his villain wife again. Feel sorry for Yaqian for 1 second. How long can he keep it up this time? I bet not even a day. The second female lead has definitely seen through him. This is already the 3rd time he has pulled this act. The second female lead definitely will not believe him again. By the way, has Yuan Tiantian appeared today? No. 1-star review. What is so great about the female lead anyway? Can we please spare a thought for our poor second female lead wife? Male lead, female lead, villain wife. I knew every word, but together, they sent chills down my spine. The absurdity of it was overwhelming. I had transmigrated. No, that could not be right. I was still me, and the woman across from me was my childhood friend, Yaqian, the girl who had always clashed with me. "You do not remember Yuan Tiantian. Then what do you remember?" I did not answer her question. "I'm married. You're my wife? How is that possible?" "Qiao Chen, if you want a divorce, it is absolutely impossible. I will never let you be with Yuan Tiantian, even if I die. Do not even dream of being with Yuan Tiantian. I am not even 20 yet. How could I be married? The certificate must be fake. This marriage is not legal. How old are you this year?" 19. Yaqian's pupils trembled. Her heart skipped a beat. Then she calmed down. "Qiao Chen, I will not waste my time with you. Stop acting. How many times have you faked amnesia already? Aren't you bored? I am the one tired of you wasting my time. Do not go looking for Yuan Tiantian again. She does not truly love you." Amnesia? I do not have amnesia. Yesterday, I ran the 800-meter race at our school sports meet and came in first. I twisted my ankle while bragging to you about it. But as for what is happening now, I guess I do not remember any of it. The more Yaqian listened, the worse her expression became. Her gaze locked tightly onto me. A Chen met Yuan Tiantian not long after that. If a Chen had truly lost his memory, then it was normal that he did not know Yuan Tiantian. You are not 19 this year. You are 26. We have been married for 4 years. 4 years. A full 4 years. I do not believe it. I am clearly only 19. Besides, how could I have married you? You used to say that even if every man in the world died, you still would not like me. I will believe you for now. But if I find out you have deceived me again, next time, 1 chain will not be enough to keep you locked up. I looked at the chain and asked Yaqian curiously, "Is this chain real gold or an alloy?" "Real gold, but it is 18 karat. Pure gold is too soft, so it is still an alloy." What a waste of my excitement. Yaqian's voice softened. "Tell me what you want to buy. I will buy it for you. You've changed. It was never easy getting even a little spending money out of you before. It was a real struggle. You always said your money was for your husband. Now you are being generous. You are my husband now. How could I have married you? Are you crazy? Or am I? You would not lie to me, would you?" Yaqian took our marriage certificate from the bedside and tossed it to me. It was real. It even had an official seal. I looked at the date on it. 22. We got married the year we graduated. Morning light streamed through the enormous floor-to-ceiling windows. Yaqian sat in the dining room, her gaze drifting over me now and then. Annie Wang politely said, "Sir, breakfast is ready." I stared at the breakfast on the table, and my eyes lit up. Yaqian watched me without showing it. As I ate, I called toward the kitchen. "Annie Wang, your cooking is incredible." Annie Wang poked her head out of the kitchen. "I am glad you like it, sir. Then have some more. I love it." As I spoke, I stuffed another pan-fried bun into my mouth. When was the last time I had seen a Chen this happy? But what if this was all an act? But then, another thought struck her. The tenderness nearly overflowing from her eyes was instantly covered in frost. What if Chen was only trying to lower my guard, so he could leave me again and find Yuan Tiantian? I will give Chen a chance. I will wait, watch, and decide. That thought coiled around Yaqian's heart like a venomous snake. She set down her coffee cup. If Chen intends to trick me, that custom gold cage in the basement has always been missing someone to put inside. I would not mind letting Chen live there again. I suddenly spoke up. Yaqian, why do I not remember your family being this rich? This villa cannot have been cheap. Did you earn it yourself? How much money have you made all these years? The old Chen never asked about my assets and never cared about anything concerning me. Chen only thought about Yuan Tiantian, only cared about Yuan Tiantian, and only wanted to please Yuan Tiantian. Yaqian took a deep breath. Not expensive. Only a little over 300 million. My net worth is still in the tens of billions. The moment I heard 300 million, my eyes went wide. Then I heard she had tens of billions, and my eyes nearly popped out of my head. She is ridiculously rich. I put down my chopsticks and looked at her seriously. You said we are legally married, right? You want to split our marital assets? Heh. Half your fortune is mine, which means I am also. Take off your clothes. Now, is that really appropriate? Why do we not go back to the room? Yaqian and I are already married anyway. So, what if we take them off? It is not like I would be losing out. My smile was radiant, without a trace of gloom. Seeing my delighted expression, Yaqian could not help rubbing her forehead. Could he really have amnesia this time? Even when Chen pretended before, he could never hide his disgust from me. No, I still need to watch him longer. Chen, we have a prenuptial agreement. A prenuptial agreement. If we divorce, you will leave with nothing. My face immediately fell. I was completely crushed. You actually guarded against me. Yaqian, I never thought you were this kind of person. You have disappointed me so much. When we got married, you were the one who insisted on it. I suggested it. Why? Was I an idiot? Did I give up money just to act high and mighty? Because Chen back then never truly wanted to marry me. Yuan Tiantian had broken Chen's heart. That was the only reason he reluctantly agreed to marry me. Chen also insisted on signing the prenuptial agreement. He repeatedly stressed that we were only married in name. How did we even get married? And who exactly is Yuan Tiantian? I pressed on. Just as I asked that question, my gaze returned to the floating comments. Husband Chen, Yuan Tiantian is your wife. Please, his wife is Yaqian, and she is his legal wife. Wifey Tiantian and hubby Chen are the perfect couple. I will fight every one of you who wants the second female lead to take over. A cheating woman does not deserve to be the female lead. Once the male lead remembers, he will definitely return to the female lead. You clowns, stop trying to break up the official couple, okay? From those comments, I understood. That's Yaqian, Yuan Tiantian, and I were apparently all love-obsessed characters in some novel. The male lead, the villainous second female lead, and the cheating female lead. But what does that woman even look like? How could she make me willingly kill myself for her? Yaqian hesitated for a long time. Then she said, Yuan Tiantian is your first love. You kept deceiving me for her. So many deceptions. So many lies. Why did I sign that prenuptial agreement? I really was a complete fool. Seeing me like this, Yaqian said, Chen, you woke up with amnesia this morning, and now you are insulting yourself. Should I call the family doctor? I shook my head. No need. I am fine. Yaqian took in every bit of my strange behavior. Too strange. Everything Chen had done today was too strange. Could Chen have secretly contacted Yuan Tiantian? What did Yuan Tiantian tell Chen this time? This supposed amnesia. Could it really be an elaborately planned act? Was it meant to make me lower my guard? Yet everything felt like it had returned to the past. To when Chen did not love Yuan Tiantian. Yaqian's gaze dimmed. The suspicion in her heart grew wildly like vines. After Yaqian finished breakfast, she still had work to handle at the company, and was preparing to leave. I had not finished eating yet. When I saw Yaqian heading out, I followed her. I casually asked, "Where are you going? To work?" I nodded. Right. I forgot. What about me? Where do I work? You are not allowed to leave the house. I raised my head. Why? You think I am lying to you? I do not trust you much. I really do not remember the last 6 years. I do not even remember that round, or flat whatever her name is, much less who she is. What could I possibly do? Since you have forgotten, then stay home and behave. You are not allowed out. Do not even think about running away. There are bodyguards here, Yaqian said, her eyes full of distress. My phone. I have agreed not to leave the house. You should at least give me something for entertainment. I will have someone bring you a new one later. Smiling, I gave her an okay gesture. The moment Yaqian stepped outside, she told the bodyguards, keep a close watch on him. Do not let my husband go anywhere. Do not let him meet anyone, especially Yuan Tiantian. Yes, ma'am. Presidency. There is a very important bid meeting tonight. The Z Group, the Yuan Group, and several other companies will all be bidding. Yaqian's assistant stood beside her, reporting the day's schedule. The assistant also knew what had happened to me that morning, and could not help worrying. Whenever Mr. Qiao pulls one of these stunts, it is always to help the Yuan Group steal a project. The Z Group was not the Yuan Group's only competitor, but it was their strongest rival. The assistant knew about my situation that morning, and was understandably concerned. If they took down the Z Group, no one would be able to stand against the Yuan Group. Say what you mean, President Z. Do you think Mr. Qiao is faking it, just to make you lower your guard, then pull something big at the event tonight? Mr. Qiao has sabotaged the Z Group's partnerships many times already, but presidency spoils him terribly. Even when it costs the company enormous profits, and the shareholders are deeply unhappy, she still refuses to divorce him. Mr. Qiao must be blind. He cannot see how wonderful his wife is, and insists on throwing himself at a trashy woman. Even I think Yaqian deserves better. If that is truly the situation, you should prepare a backup plan in advance. No matter what happens, we will win this project. Do not let the young master's actions throw you off. President Z is right. After eating and drinking my fill at home, I lay back down on the bed. I have to admit, this bed was huge. The bedding was all silk, soft and smooth. The mattress was incredibly soft too, and it was smart adjustable. I felt like I did not even need a living room. The Qiao and Z families used to be modestly well off. They could afford furniture like this, but definitely not a villa this enormous. I still could not figure out how Yaqian had gotten so rich. How could someone be this lucky? The floating comments kept scrolling in real time. They were all trivial nonsense, with no useful information at all, so I could not be bothered to read them. I had barely scrolled for long when a new message popped up on my new phone. Chen. Today's project is extremely important. You have to help me hold Yaqian back. Once I defeat the Z Group, we will get married. As I was completely confused, I looked at the comments floating in midair. The female lead has some nerve manipulating the male lead again. The male lead will definitely agree. He loves the female lead that much. Hard to say. The male lead has amnesia now. Who even remembers she is the female lead? The male lead's amnesia has not been confirmed. Maybe he is faking it to fool the second female lead. Today's project is very important. Whoever gets it will leave the other far behind. Please, male lead, do not cause trouble again. Now I understood. The one messaging me was that cheating woman, Yuan whatever. I turned over. Then I went back to scrolling on my phone. Another 10 minutes passed. I still had not replied. Only then did Yuan Tiantian realize something was wrong. She began sweet-talking me into doing her a favor. She annoyed me, so I blocked her. Yuan Tiantian never expected me to block her. Why did he block me? Have I been neglecting him lately? Yuan Tiantian immediately sent me several more sweet messages. She was saying that everything with the other men was fake. Nothing but business arrangements. I was the only one she loved. She was making money to marry me, this project included, so she could give me a better life later. I replied directly, transfer me 5 million. Show me what you have got. Yuan Tiantian immediately changed her tune. Chen, you have changed. You were not this materialistic before. You used to be innocent, pure, kind, and wonderful, as pure as snow. Have you spent too long around Yaqian? She has influenced you. You need to stay away from her. I am working hard for our future. Why can you not help me and be understanding? I frowned, falling into self-doubt. I muttered inwardly, would I really like a woman so ordinary yet so full of herself? Did I travel through time? Or did I lose my memory? Either way, there was no way I could like a woman like this. I could not be bothered arguing with such a stupid bitch. I blocked her number 2. Then I went back to my phone. On the way to the bid meeting, Annie Wang, the Z household's housekeeper, called Yaqian. Hello, Annie Wang. Before Yaqian could ask why she had called, Annie Wang said, Miss, your husband has been vomiting nonstop at home. He has stomach pain too. He is in so much pain that he is rolling on the floor. Where is the family doctor? We called the doctor just now. They will be here any moment. Your husband wanted to call an ambulance, but the bodyguards would not allow it. They said they needed your permission. Tell those idiots to call an ambulance now. If anything happens to my husband, every last one of them is fired. They immediately called an ambulance, not daring to waste another second. Yaqian hung up. Driver, turn around. Presidency. The bid meeting is about to begin. Yet your husband gets a stomachache at a time like this. Juju, the assistant in the front seat, reminded her. I know what you mean, but to me, Chen will always come first. Even if every cry of wolf has been a lie, I will still believe him the next time. Chen can make scenes and deceive me countless times, but I cannot ignore him even once. I am not someone blessed with good fortune. I cannot lose Chen. I could not bear the pain of losing him. Juju opened her mouth, wanting to persuade her, but in the end, she only said, yes. The black Rolls-Royce was at the intersection just before the bid venue. When it smoothly made a U-turn and sped toward the Z residence, Yaqian took a deep breath. It was not that I had not considered that this might be another carefully planned accident. The timing was far too coincidental. Perhaps the goal was to keep me from the bid meeting, but I had no choice. I could not take that gamble. I did not dare. Even if the boy who cried wolf happened 100 times. On the 101st, I would still run to Chen without hesitation. Her phone vibrated. It was a message from Annie Wang. The ambulance is here. They are taking your husband to the hospital. Zhu quickly used her tablet to arrange for the bid meeting to be postponed. Yaqian kept staring out the window. The car screeched to a stop outside the hospital emergency department. The moment the car came to a full stop, Yaqian rushed inside. Outside the emergency room, Annie Wang and several bodyguards waited anxiously. When Annie Wang saw her, Miss, Yaqian's voice shook noticeably. Where is my husband? Inside. The doctor is examining him. Yaqian walked to the emergency room door. Through the glass window, she could only see shadows moving inside. She clenched her fists, forcing herself to calm down. Then she turned to the bodyguard standing silently nearby, who stopped him from calling an ambulance. Her voice was quiet, but cold as ice. A tall bodyguard gathered his courage and stepped forward. You previously instructed us that if your husband needed to use emergency contact services or call for a car to leave, we needed to get your approval first. I need you to guarantee his absolute safety, not force him to endure pain and illness. Yaqian cut him off. Suppressed fury burned in her eyes. If anything had really happened to him, which of you could bear the consequences? The bodyguards fell silent with fear, not daring to argue further. Just then, the emergency room door opened. A doctor stepped out. Yaqian immediately went to meet him. Doctor, how is my husband? Acute gastroenteritis. The patient is too thin. He usually does not eat much. This time, he ate too much at once. It put too much strain on his stomach, causing severe cramps and vomiting. We have given him medication. The pain has eased now. He is on in for under observation. It is nothing serious. Do not worry. The weight crushing her heart finally fell away. The relief left her weak and limp. But above all, she felt fortunate. Yaqian let out a long breath. Thank you, doctor. Can I go in and see him now? Yes. But the patient needs rest. Please keep quiet. Yaqian nodded. She gently pushed open the door and went inside. I lay on the hospital bed with my eyes closed. My face was still pale. A needle was taped to the back of my hand. Clear medicine dripped down, slowly, one drop at a time. At the sound of footsteps, my eyelashes trembled. I opened my eyes. When I saw it was her, a swift, complicated emotion flashed in my eyes. It looked like surprise, but also something else. Then weakness masked it. Do you not have an important meeting? My voice was a little hoarse. An almost imperceptible glint flashed in Yaqian's dark eyes. She asked gently, how did you know? The second female lead suspects. The male lead may have deliberately lured her away from the bid meeting. Fortunately, the second female lead was prepared. Even if she is not there, the people under her are no pushovers. The male lead only has to cry, and the second female lead comes running like a dog. I support the second female lead. Lock up the male lead. I want a captivity storyline. I had planned to explain it to Yaqian anyway. After all, in my current memories, Yaqian is the person I know. A message came through on my phone today, telling me to stall you. What did you say? What important meeting? Yaqian, you have to believe me. I have amnesia now. Even if we do not get along, I would never help someone else come after. You do not say it is because I do not know her now. Even if I did know her, I would not ruin your career like this. My words moved Yaqian. If only things could always be like this. Yaqian tried to take my phone. In the past, I would have been nervous, but this time, I picked up my phone, unlocked it, and handed it to her. She saw Yuan Qian's plea for reconciliation, along with her sweet words. Her gaze darkened again. After reading the messages, she found it was exactly as I had said. I really had not agreed. Coming to the hospital was purely a coincidence. I saw how thin my 26-year-old self was, so I thought I should eat more and build myself up. Who knew I would be this fragile? It had been a long time since Yaqian heard me chatter away and talk this much. I seemed to want nothing more than to tell her every trivial little thing that happened to me. It seemed I truly had forgotten Yuan Qian. Once again, Yaqian could see me. Yaqian stayed with me at the hospital while I received my four. Outside, the night was black as ink. A nurse's soft footsteps occasionally echoed down the hall. The liquid in the fur bottle fell at a steady pace, as if measuring time itself. I leaned against the raised hospital bed. My face was still somewhat pale, but my eyes were unusually bright. It was as if I were desperate to retrieve a forgotten piece of my past from the fog. I asked countless questions, all about those 6 years. All of it was lost to my memory, Yaqian only gave brief answers at first. She even tried to change the subject. Those 6 years, to her, were filled with silences where words died unspoken. They were the sight of me walking away towards someone else. They were the deeply buried jealousy and helplessness that nearly consumed her. They were the unhappiest 6 years between us. She did not want to mention them. Not a single word. Yet whenever she was about to fall completely silent, her gaze would meet my searching eyes. There was no shadow or longing born of memory in them, only pure curiosity. They were as clear as an early autumn stream, untouched by the dust of the past. Faced with those eyes, she found she could not build a wall around herself. Those bitter fragments were ultimately drawn out by my questions, little by little. That Yuan, whatever her name was. How did I meet her? Yaqian's fingers absently rubbed the edge of the betrayal. The metal's chill seeped through her fingertips. Her voice was flat and matter-of-fact. No emotion could be heard. Only she knew. That old jealousy was smoldering in her chest again. Yuan Qianchen was a graduate student at our university. After you sprained your ankle, I took you to the campus clinic. She paused, as if she could still feel my weight against her as she supported me back then. After that, I went with you for every checkup and dressing change. But on the final visit, you were mostly recovered. You had no trouble walking. I had something to do that day, so I did not go to the hospital with you. That was when you met her. Just one absence. Only that once. I had been by your side every time, never leaving you for a moment. Yet it could not overcome fate's seemingly accidental misstep. It made a Chen fall for another woman. At first sight, even now, it feels like a tiny thorn, lodged in the softest part of my heart. And then, it was as though I were hearing a story that had nothing to do with me. That was when you started keeping secrets. You were sneaking around every day, your mind always elsewhere. My project was at a critical stage, and I was working day and night. By the time I had the time and energy to find you, you came to tell me. You wanted to confess your feelings to Yuan Qianchen. The hospital room fell quiet for a moment. Only the soft hum of the machines remained. Then how did we end up getting married? My brows slowly furrowed. Once again, I asked the question that had haunted me since I woke up that morning. The question I understood least of all. Later, you discovered Yuan Qianchen was not involved with only you. More importantly, she already had a fiancé chosen by her family. In a fit of anger, you came to me and we got married on the spot. You looked like an abandoned puppy then. My heart softened. So I agreed. Yaqian was lying. The truth was, she could not have me. When she was drowning in regret, I gave her a chance. I was the other man. I was unknowingly made the other man. Me. I suddenly sat upright. My voice rose sharply with shock and anger. The movement even tugged the needle in the back of my hand. The moment the words left my mouth, I could not believe it. Then a sense of absurdity washed over me. I did not know what expression to make. I asked Yaqian about those 6 years. I wanted to hear her answer, but I wanted to know what the comments would say even more. The leads fell in love at first sight. A childhood friend can never beat the girl who suddenly appears. The second female lead deserved to lose. The heroine's feelings for everyone else were fake. Only her feelings for the male lead were real. Give me a break. The heroine flirts with everyone. How many times has the male lead broken down because of her? As the Yuan family's heir, with so many illegitimate children fathered by her dad, of course she had to secure control first. A marriage alliance was merely a means to an end. Aside from the male lead, everything else was merely an act. An act? Then why did she not break off her engagement and be with the male lead? When the male lead was being viciously attacked online as the other man, she hid away again. And you call that love? The comments were in an uproar as I listened to Yaqian's concise, yet information-packed account. Yuan Qianchen's past over those 6 years slowly formed a complete picture in my mind. In the end, it was just a cliché and painful story. She was ambitious and wanted control of her family's power, but could not let go of the one she loved. So she strung me along with promises of true love, while maintaining an engagement to the fiancé who benefited her. Playing both sides, until it all came out. I bore all the blame, while the person who claimed to love me might not even step forward to protect me. This was straight out of a trashy old-school romance novel. I truly could not understand it. Was that idiot really me? That was nothing like me. How could I have been so stupid? At last, the bottle ran dry. Finally, I could leave that disinfectant-shrieking hospital. My eyes were glued to the Rolls-Royce. My eyes lit up again and again. This car is incredible. My fingers lightly traced its gleaming door. 28 million yuan. I suddenly turned to her, my voice carrying a trace of wistful resentment. If I had never run into that Yuan Qianchen back then, could I have built a successful business too, and made a fortune? Then I could buy mansions and luxury cars with my own money. I paused, lifting my chin slightly. Then, in a defiant fantasy, I could even keep a female model or something. Keep whom? None of your damn business. I am keeping a female model. 6 years of my best youth vanished for no reason. 6 whole years. I had never even properly held a woman's hand. Then I woke up tied to you. So, What if I want to keep a female model? I am doing it. While I was on the floor, that brief warmth between us had long since faded. Around Yaqian, I slipped back into how we used to be years ago. I said whatever I wanted, without restraint. Get in. We're going home. I deliberately walked around her and opened the rear door, then climbed inside. I was clearly treating her like my personal chauffeur. Yaqian watched my childish yet lively behavior, and that familiar feeling flooded back. Her red lips curved despite herself. She opened the rear door, trying hard to pull me out. I rarely saw Yaqian act this childish, so I went along with her pull and let her stuff me into the passenger seat. You really take me for a chauffeur? You should be grateful to chauffeur this young master. Yaqian said nothing more. The Rolls-Royce glided silently into the night, heading for the Z residence. When we reached the Z residence, I stayed planted in the passenger seat, letting Yaqian stubbornly pull at me like a child. The servants waiting outside the Z residence had never seen their young mistress and her husband so close. Usually, they either gave each other icy looks or argued fiercely, but today, they seemed like entirely different people. One of them was playfully making a fuss. It seemed this young couple's relationship was finally beginning to thaw. Yaqian linked her arm through mine and led me through the hallway, straight into the master bedroom. She guided me onto the bed, her face flushing crimson. Her unexpected tenderness caught me off guard. You've changed a lot. You are calling me old again, aren't you? Do not forget that we are the same age. You are even a week older than me. So, you are indirectly saying I am old. No. Yaqian turned toward the closet, a faint smile on her lips. Go take a shower first. We are sleeping together. My thoughts immediately went astray. I thought of what might happen after the shower and asked warily, yes, I will chain you up too. So, you do not run away in the middle of the night. This is unlawful imprisonment. I am calling the police. Go ahead. Call them. We are legally married. I will tell the police. This is bedroom play between spouses. Do you think they will interfere? Yaqian, you female pervert. When I came out of the bathroom, wearing only pajamas, Yaqian suddenly looked awkward for some reason. She got up and hurried into the bathroom too. Just then, the phone left outside lit up. President Z. The bidding results are in. We won. The Yuan group is out. After Yaqian finished showering, she quickly dried herself off and opened the bathroom door. But the bedroom was empty. I was nowhere to be seen. Yaqian's breath caught. It was as if she had fallen into an ice pit. Had Chen deceived me again? Had he vanished from my world again? She called out, her voice trembling almost imperceptibly. There was no response. A dreadful foreboding nearly swallowed her whole. Qiao Chen. Someone, find my husband, right now. Just then, there was a soft click. The guest room door at the end of the hall cracked open. Stop yelling. My face was full of irritation at being disturbed. My tone sharp. Why are you raising the dead in the middle of the night? Can people not sleep? When she saw I was still there, Yaqian finally relaxed. Seeing how close to frantic she had been, I suddenly felt guilty. Before I time traveled, when I twisted my ankle, Yaqian helped me to the campus clinic. All the while, she kept scolding me. Serves you right for showing off. You had it coming. She kept nagging me about twisting my ankle. Keep acting smug. You will twist the other one too. I deliberately shook my leg. She shut up at once. 20-year-old Yaqian had a sharp tongue, but whenever anything happened to me, she was always there immediately, even for the most trivial thing. 26-year-old Yaqian was cold toward me, yet she still cared. My mind was younger now, so we were not really the same age, and I spoke without restraint. You have a crush on me. It was not a question. There was not a trace of doubt. I sounded far too certain. Yaqian abruptly stopped. A crush on you, my ass. Come back to the bedroom. You are not staying here. The comments exploded again. I skimmed through them. Among all those arguing comments, I found nothing useful and had no desire to look deeper. Yaqian was already standing before me. Walk back yourself, or I will have someone drag you. Her gaze was cool. Her words were not a negotiation. They were an order. I looked away. I said guiltily, I'll sleep in the guest room. It is not like I will run away. I am not interested in you. Look how painfully thin you are. I instinctively looked myself over. I was terribly thin. Sickly thin. In her eyes, I caught a flash of pain that vanished at once. It was as if, while her words cut me, they wounded her too. Then why do you insist on chaining me up? I knew too much had happened over these years. The way she treated me was tied to it all, to the memories I had lost, right? Before we got married, you were entangled with Yuan Tiantian. You turned yourself into a complete wreck. After we married, I gave you freedom at first. After you saw her for the first time, you came back and went on a hunger strike for 3 days, demanding a divorce. I refused, but I did not stop you from seeing her. I even sent bodyguards to protect you in secret. The next time I saw you, you were crying outside our home, telling me Yuan Tiantian and her fiancé were getting engaged. You got hurt several more times because of her. I forgot to tell you. She has a fiancé now. She has a fiancé. Yet she still leads Yuan. Using your connections, she stole countless C-group partnerships, feeding off both of us. To build herself up, she never fulfilled her promise to marry you. She did not even break off her engagement, and you slit your wrist for her. Swallowed sleeping pills, desperate to die. When her childhood friend needed a kidney, you even wanted to give him yours. Luckily, I stopped you. I locked you at home. Otherwise, you would not merely be skin and bones now. You would have been dead long ago. From then on, I had people watch you during the day and chained you to me at night. Do not even think about running. Was that really me? Was I some kind of colossal idiot? Was that truly me? The more I heard, the worse my expression became. I fell into deep doubt. Was something wrong with this novel author's worldview? I simply could not relate, but I did not dwell on it. I had forgotten it all anyway. So I defended myself. But I have forgotten now. Have I not? In case you suddenly remember and try to kill yourself again, you are coming back with me. Do not resist. I am not interested in you. I gave in. I was moved that she had not abandoned me all these years. Yaqian's tongue was vicious, but she was family who had never left me. Fine, fine. I was not interested in myself either. Yaqian took me back to the master bedroom. She expertly chained us together. She kept her word, sleeping on the other side of the bed. I still could not sleep. Yaqian, this bed is really comfortable. Yaqian had been exhausted all day and frightened twice over. She ordered, "Go to sleep." The next morning, a faint clinking was unusually clear in the silent room. Yaqian got up first. She moved very quietly, but the metal chain still grated at the edge of my awareness. So noisy. I have no class this morning. Can I not get some proper sleep? Frowning, I instinctively buried my face in the pillow. Get up and eat breakfast first. A woman's voice said, "If you want to sleep, sleep after breakfast." I opened my eyes, my foggy mind struggling to work. Why was there a woman in my dorm? Then the fragments of my memory suddenly snapped together, as though scalded. I shot upright. Your memory is pretty good. You still remember you have no class this morning. I did not answer. I sat on the bed, sinking into deeper shock and thought. Things from 6 years ago felt like yesterday, but the woman before me and the subtle differences in my body silently told me that 6 years really had passed. This was not right. Not right at all. Amnesia makes you forget things. How could I remember older memories in perfect detail, yet lose only the 6 long years in between? And even stranger, more science fiction-like thought rose uncontrollably. Did I time travel? Come downstairs for breakfast. Eat less today. Do not eat yourself into the hospital again like yesterday. I gave a quiet hum. I watched her slender figure leave. The door closed softly. I threw myself backward, pulling the blanket over my head. In the darkness, I wrestled with that shocking possibility. Sorry, I am late. My whole body froze. I yanked off the blanket. I scanned the empty room with a sharp gaze. Who is in here? Hello, Qiao Chen. I am not in the room. I am in your mind. A voice in my head? A sign of schizophrenia? I could not stay calm any longer. I threw off the covers and jumped out of bed. I ran barefoot from the room. Clutching my head, I raced downstairs. As if that could shake the eerie voice. Yaqian was eating breakfast in the dining room. When she heard my terrified cry, she dropped her utensils and rushed to the stairs. She had barely climbed a few steps before I crashed into her. What is wrong? Her gaze quickly swept over my bloodless face. I grabbed her arm as if it were a lifeline. My words tumbled out, my voice still trembling. I heard a strange voice. It said it was in my head. Yaqian, is something really wrong with me? Schizophrenia? Am I hearing voices? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I cannot hear you. Yaqian merely furrowed her brow, watching me in confusion. My explanation abruptly stopped. Are you deaf? I was worried about you, and you actually called me deaf. That accusation reached her ears loud and clear. Yaqian's face turned cold, looking utterly betrayed. I said so much just now, and you did not hear a single word. But when I call you deaf, your ears suddenly work perfectly. I was frantic and furious. For the moment, anger overwhelmed my fear. You really did not make any sound just now. Amnesia, auditory hallucinations, and now signs of speech loss. She did not dare waste another second. Come on. We are going to the hospital now. Just then, that voice echoed in my mind again, its tone soothing. Do not be afraid, host. I am not a pervert, and you do not have schizophrenia. I am System 0137. System 0137? My struggle stopped. That abrupt term pulled my chaotic thoughts in an entirely new direction. I repeated it unconsciously. Yes, host. System 137's voice remained perfectly even. I apologize. I was supposed to meet you yesterday, but headquarters called a meeting. That is why I am only joining you now. Also, you cannot in front of others, directly mention that I exist. Any such words will be automatically blocked. We can speak directly in the bathroom. That will be safer. And no one will think you are mentally unstable. So that was it. Yaqian was not deaf. Those words had been blocked. Understanding dawned on me. My taut nerves miraculously relaxed. I even felt the flicker of absurd curiosity. 0137. It sounds like the last digits of a phone number. I muttered inwardly. System 0137 fell silent for a moment. Then an emoticon appeared directly in my mind. It can send emojis too. My eyes widened in surprise. I almost cried out loud. Qiao Chen. Yaqian's call pulled me back to reality. She watched the expressions rapidly shift across my face, her unease reaching its peak. Yesterday, there was amnesia, possible speech loss, and auditory hallucinations. Now I was staring blankly into thin air, with a strange expression. The symptoms kept piling up. The situation did not look good. Are you alright? We have to go to the hospital now. I finally came fully back to myself, seeing the undisguised worry and resolve in her eyes. I quickly waved my hands, trying to make my expression look normal. I am fine, really. I was just grumpy after waking up. My mind is still a little muddled. Let us eat breakfast. I am hungry. Yaqian was only half convinced. After breakfast, she called the family doctor before leaving for work. While the family doctor examined me, a middle-aged man burst in, crying, "Sir, please put in a good word with Missy for me. Please do not let her fire me." My mind was only 20 years old now. I had never seen an older person kneel before me. I hurriedly reached out to help him up. "Please get up first. Tell me what happened." Slowly. "Sir, I have elderly parents to support, and a son still in college. I truly cannot lose this job." The bodyguard quickly reported the situation at the villa to Yaqian. They had changed the number only yesterday, yet Yuan Qianshan learned of it that very day. There really was a mole in the house. Yuan Qianshan was watching the company's public moves, while keeping a Chen dangling, deliberately leading him on. Did she really think Yaqian, was powerless? After hearing what the man had done, the little sympathy I had for him vanished completely. Keeping someone who betrays his employer for personal gain and plays both sides would be like keeping a ticking bomb nearby. It was far too dangerous. If you can betray Yaqian today, you can betray someone else tomorrow. Today, you pass along information. Tomorrow, you might cost someone their life. The Z family cannot afford to keep someone like you. I will settle your wages at the market rate. If you keep making a scene, I will sue you for violating company policy and demand compensation. The bodyguard relayed every word I said to Yaqian. The coldness in Yaqian's face gradually eased. The family doctor's examination showed that I was physically fine. I was only too thin, and Yaqian's mood brightened completely. This was the happiest day I had had in years. I only hope Chen keeps up this amnesia act a little longer. But this time, I will never let you escape again. Chen seems to have truly forgotten, then never remember. Stay by my side forever. Willingly remain by my side forever. I returned to the bedroom and lay down, then began speaking with the system in my mind. 137. Can you change that code name? Anyone hearing it would think a delivery had arrived. Certainly. What would you like to call me? Stop being so formal. I still feel pretty young. Can your way of speaking be adjusted a little? You are too composed, too cold. Alright. It can all be adjusted. How about a cheerful, friendly style? Fine, as long as you do not sound so much like a robot. Otherwise, I really will not want to talk to you. As for your name, first tell me what you can do. I am from the male lead department. My primary mission is to save male leads. Simply put, I am here to help you. What do I need saving from? Do you mean Yaqian keeping me locked up, or Yuan Qianshan hurting me? Host, there is something I need to tell you first. You need to prepare yourself. The world we are in is actually a novel. I know that. How could you know that? That should be impossible. I only just got here. I have not told you anything. Did another character tell you? And you believed them just because they said it? No. That does not make sense either. Is there something you want to tell me? I can see the comments. Is that a bug in your system? My mistake. I was summoned back for a meeting as soon as I arrived yesterday and accidentally enabled the comment function. So, you already learned about this world through the comments? Not really. They do nothing all day but play card games and argue. There is not much useful information. I only know I am hopelessly lovesick. I am the male lead. Yaqian is the second female lead and the villain. And the female lead is addicted to cheating. Do not talk about yourself that way. A lead must be confident and strong. This world was created for you. The female lead and second female lead deserve harsh criticism. Are you sure I am this world's center? Then why do all the resources and connections and every benefit go to the female lead? I am still this skinny. Even I hate how my bones stick out. This is a very old novel. Back then, tales of torment, heartbreak, and ruined families were popular. But style is no longer popular. The novel world has run through cycle after cycle. But lately, the small world has gradually gone off track, especially last time. After the second female lead turned dark, She killed the female lead. Then she killed herself before your grave. All the main characters died. The world restarted. And in this cycle, the second female lead's actions have become abnormal again. Wait, what did you say? I died. Am I not the male lead? How did I die? Who is the center of this world? The female lead must be the author's real child, and the male lead is the adopted one, right? Why do I have to die? Must I die? Before I die, I will take that gold digger Yuan Tiantian down with me. Static crackled. System 0137 detected an anomaly alert. Host, please calm down. Our system is here to help you reach a happy ending. If that means correcting the original plot and giving Yuan Tiantian and me a perfect ending, I might as well go stab her to death right now. Who would that ending satisfy? Who would want a woman like that? Then whoever likes that kind of woman can spend a lifetime with her. Calm down. The male lead department has high authority, and the old style is no longer popular. You can decide your own ending. You can make the second female lead your endgame, or be a powerful male lead with no romance. I want a happy, fulfilling ending. How about I name you Yuan? Alright, host. Our goal is happiness and fulfillment. You still have not told me what you can do. How do you plan to help me? Your comment feature is both help and harassment. Sorry, host. I will turn it off now. If you want it later, you can turn it back on in the bathroom. You need to complete the main storyline. Each milestone unlocks a reward. The final grand prize is growing old together. If you have no romantic partner, you can safely reach the end of your life alone. Growing old together counts as a grand prize. What if I am unlucky, and the person I choose betrays me? You can replace them anytime. Your new choice will inherit that grand prize. The male lead system will always put the male lead first. That is fairly satisfactory. I have another question. I was still in college just days ago. Now I have been married for years. Why is that? Well, hear me out. Hey, listen to my explanation. At the beginning of the story, I took you to headquarters to connect to the main server. Of course, novel characters do not remember headquarters. I took too long upgrading the system. We were supposed to arrive 6 years ago. The headquarters network lagged, delaying my upgrade. 1 day at headquarters is 1 year in this small world I tried to return to when you had just married. But we did not go back. We ended up in this even worse present. Your body and mine have both been harmed. I am a college student. Are you too? But you are far too unreliable. What exactly did you spend all that time upgrading? I only graduated from college this year. As a system, you are also my first host. What? Are you reliable? I am not exactly reliable myself. I am starting to doubt your abilities. I have confidence. I believe you will be happy. I asked, this world lost 6 years for no reason. So, was I here during those 6 years? Or not. But I exist in this world, and it is still following the novel's plot. For those 6 years, the world's program was running. It is commonly called Autopilot. Then if it can run on Autopilot, what do you need me for? By the novel's logic, I would follow that same path. Autopilot would follow that path too. So, what is the difference between it and me? Besides, it is completely unlike my personality. It is not something I would ever do. The difference is that when the body on autopilot gets hurt, it feels no pain, has no emotions, and has no thoughts. But you do. If I have thoughts, how could I do something so stupid? That was not me. It absolutely was not me. Everyone else follows the script, then drops dead. You are different. The beginning and ending are not controlled by the plot. You can live however you want. Only the middle part follows the plot. The person being controlled was not me at all. Just a puppet on strings, living by a script someone else wrote, not living the way I wanted. The me in the plot and the real me are completely different people. I cannot understand his thoughts or actions, nor could I do those things. It made me act like an idiot again and again. Once or twice would be one thing, but I could not be that stupid every time. It is normal not to see the person in the script as yourself. The one trapped by the plot is not the real you. Only the way you live freely as yourself is the real you. No matter what, I will never acknowledge those 6 years as mine. It was utterly brain dead. I could never do something like that. By the way, what is your ability? I can rewind time 3 times. Rewind me to 6 years ago now. We will start the mission from 6 years ago. Time reversal only works over short periods. Fine. We will save that skill for now. What are the milestone rewards for the main mission? You said this was the main mission, so there are side missions besides the main one, right? The rewards are mystery boxes. Even I do not know what they contain. Side missions are assigned randomly based on the people you meet. You can choose whether to do them. That sounds pretty interesting. The Z Group successfully secured the project. It had claimed a guaranteed profit project. This meant that among the many companies competing neck and neck, the Z group would break out of the pack. The night Yuan Qianchen learned the result, she locked herself inside the president's office on the top floor of the Yuan group building. She was the only person left on the entire floor. The email announcing the bid results still sat coldly on her computer screen. Every word pricked at her eyes like a needle. She slowly rose to her feet and walked to the floor to ceiling windows. She gazed at Heishi's glittering nightscape. This commercial empire she had thought was nearly within her grasp now seemed to mock her incompetence. She began smashing things in a frenzy. After venting, she stood panting amid the wreckage. Her long hair hung loose, and wisps at her forehead were soaked with sweat. Her phone screen lit up. It showed an incoming call from her fiancé, Qiao. She did not answer. She only stared at Qiao's flashing name. Her eyes ice-cold. 3 months earlier, to win the government bid, the Qi family invested 500 million yuan. Yuan Qianchen signed a performance bet agreement with Qiao. If the project succeeded, the Qi family would receive 15% of the shares. If it failed, she would repay the principal with compounded interest at 20% annually within 3 years, using her 8% founding stake as collateral. She had also made a solemn pledge to her father, Yuan Fengtai. Though Yuan Fengtai had stepped back, he still held the real power. He valued ability over family ties. He already had many children, and even more illegitimate children outside the family. Yuan Qianchen's crushing defeat this time had thoroughly shaken her position. The next morning, Yuan Qianchen barely pulled herself together. Trying to regroup, she contacted several small and mid-sized tech companies that had wanted to cooperate. She began pushing several high-risk projects, hoping short-term results would restore her father's trust. At noon, Qiao's father, Xi Jinping, called as expected. After a round of veiled threats and pressure, the call ended. The smile on Yuan Qianchen's face vanished instantly. Her eyes turned terrifyingly cold. Seconds later, she viciously slammed her phone onto the newly replaced desk. That old fox actually dares to threaten me. Both of them want to kick me while I am down. Securing the government project made Yaqian even busier. Yet no matter how busy she was, she immediately checked the hourly updates sent by the bodyguards about how I was doing at home. 3 hours had passed. I had not left my room once. Yaqian had always been especially attentive to me. Unease rose within her. Something felt wrong. When a kid goes quiet, he is bound to be up to something. She told the bodyguard to knock on my door. Go check the villa. What is the young master doing? Young master, are you in there? I am gaming. What is it? The young master is gaming inside. Nothing is wrong. Hearing that I was fine, Yaqian finally relaxed. Over the next few days, Yaqian worked at the company during the day, while I kept gaming at home. Whenever I wanted to go out, Yaqian rejected every request. At night, a gold chain restrained us together. We lay at opposite ends of the large bed, over a meter apart. The only inconvenience was that, to gain weight quickly, I ate several extra meals every day. I ate and drank before bed too. Whenever I needed the bathroom at night, I woke Yaqian. Repeatedly waking in the night made Yaqian sleep even worse. Before long, rumors quietly spread through the Z group that I had worn their president and heiress out. Yuan Qianchen wanted to regain her father's trust, so she busied herself collaborating with smaller companies. Being cursed at and blocked by me at the bidding meeting had initially made her furious, but she believed I had ultimately obeyed her, holding Yaqian back and keeping her from entering the venue. She became convinced I still loved her and was merely throwing a tantrum. Unfortunately, her people were useless. Even without Yaqian there, she still lost the project. Later, she learned I had ended up in the hospital because I was trying to help her. She found time to message and check on me. I did not reply. She assumed my freedom had been restricted, which was why I had lost contact with her. So she sent several texts to my old account, saving them for a confrontation later. I had been transported into this world for half a month. The initial novelty had long been worn away by this confined life. Every morning, I opened my eyes to this luxurious yet cold bedroom. I scrolled through short videos, watching other people live their lives, until my finger joints ached from swiping. I sprawled on the bed, tossed my phone aside, and called out to the system. Yuan, can the main and side missions still be activated? I cannot even see anyone. I game in this room every day. I am about to get tendinitis. Host, how about we sneak out? Would not running away just follow the original plot? Did not the original plot say Yaqian imprisoned me? Then I tried to escape. Yuan Qianchen harmed me, and Yaqian captured me and brought me back. I am far too weak. I might drop dead halfway through the escape. You are right. Then get your body back in shape first. Your health is your foundation. You need a strong body for any mission. By the way, speaking of getting healthy, host, if you can restore your weight to a normal level, you will complete the first milestone of the happiness goal. What did you say? Getting healthy counts toward the goal too? Yes, for a happy ending. Physical and mental health are the first step. What counts as healthy? At minimum, several indicators must meet healthy standards, with no other illnesses. For you, host, That means gaining weight. I worked hard for half a month and only gained about 2 kilograms. Host, you are 188.8 centimeters tall. You need to weigh at least 70 kilograms. Anything below that is very unhealthy. I looked at how painfully thin I was, nodded, and tossed down my phone. Starting today, I will eat a little more. I thudded downstairs to find Annie Wong. Annie Wong, from today on, make me food that will help me gain weight and build up my health. Whatever is nourishing, make it. Certainly, young master. Do not worry. I will build you right up, good and strong. Though she seemed to have gotten the wrong idea. At the dinner table, I dug into the feast before me. Yaqian's gaze slowly swept over the table. Char-grilled oysters, medium-well steak, fresh tender deep-sea fish, and bright green scrambled eggs with chives. 10-ingredient tonic soup. And beside it, there was goji berry tea, too. The intention behind the spread was painfully obvious. Mr. Qiao specifically requested it this afternoon. He said that from today on, we should make nourishing meals to replenish his energy and build up his body. Mr. Qiao is very thoughtful. Yaqian's lips twitched. She looked at me. I was busy stuffing my face. One hand held an oyster shell as I slurped it down, while my other hand forked beef into my mouth. Yaqian signaled with her eyes for Annie Wong to leave first. In the dining room, only the soft clink of tableware and my determined chewing remained. Is it good? It is delicious. Annie Wong is an amazing cook. The soup is especially flavorful. Without a shred of decorum, I let out a loud burp. Yaqian watched me. My eyes held nothing but appreciation for the food, with no hidden meaning whatsoever. She suddenly felt that she had been flattering herself with those thoughts. She picked up her chopsticks, her expression composed, and began eating. Come on, eat. There is so much food. If you do not eat, I will finish it all. With that, I filled myself another bowl of soup. I was determined to see my weight gain plan through. Watching me devour everything in sight, Yaqian's eyelid began twitching again. Seemingly casually, she told me to slow down. Do not binge eat, or you will end up in the hospital again when your stomach cannot take it. I will not. I was happily calculating how many ounces this meal might add. Yuan was monitoring my intake in real time too. I was still nowhere near the warning threshold. I know what I am doing. I picked up another bite of chives. Seeing how heartily I ate, Yaqian ate much more as well. Night had fallen. She lay in bed barely over a meter away from me. Her body felt warmer than usual, and her thoughts stirred uneasily. The way Chen had been lately truly looked as if he had forgotten everything from these past years. It did not seem like an act. That unfamiliarity and indifference could not be faked for this long, or feel this real. Yaqian's thoughts drifted back to before she was 20, back to those youthful days. Feelings that had long lain dormant and withered quietly revived when she faced the amnesiac Chen. That restless heart became vivid and burning once more. But how could I have guessed at the turmoil in her heart? At first, I had resisted sharing a room and a bed with her. But after living together for half a month, I gradually became certain that Yaqian simply did not want me near Yuan Tiantian. She only wanted to keep me safe. Other than that, in every other respect, she seemed to have no other intentions toward me. After a week of such heavy nourishment, because I ate so much every day, I had visibly gained weight. My once slight arms and legs had filled out with a layer of flesh. One morning, I quietly stepped onto the scale. The needle settled firmly at 55 kilograms. I could not stop my lips from curving into a smile. I turned this way, and that before the mirror. But as I improved, Yaqian felt something within her body, as though a hidden fire of desire had quietly ignited. At first, she merely tossed and turned at night. After all, she was not physically weak. But eventually, it became a subtle torment. She often jolted awake in the middle of the night. By the faint light, she could only quietly gaze at me sleeping beside her. I was completely unaware, looking at how completely I trusted her. The feverish desire in her heart ultimately turned to helplessness. Forget it. I need to take this slowly. She could not bear to wake me, nor was she willing to force herself into a cold shower, much less explain it to me. Another night, and that familiar heat swept over her, stronger than ever. Fine sweat beaded at Yaqian's temples. She gently lifted the covers and used the key to unlock the chain around her wrist. Half asleep, I rolled toward the middle of the bed, my skin just brushing against her arm. She practically fled into the bathroom. She wanted to wash away those strange thoughts. When I woke the next morning, I had no idea what had happened the night before. As usual, I got up and went downstairs to eat. Yaqian looked at me. My complexion was growing healthier by the day, and it made her very happy. Yaqian, I am bored out of my mind at home. I want to go out, and I think I need a job. I spend every day in your house. I cannot just live here like a pig. Hearing me describe myself that way, Yaqian could not help laughing. But Chen was still the same as before. When he got ruthless, he insulted even himself. I know you do not want me going out, but I am going moldy at home. I am not the Qiao Chen who would live or die for a woman anymore. I am the 20-year-old Qiao Chen. I want to improve myself, work hard, and be positive. I want to be ambitious, hardworking, and upbeat. I want a job. Any job will do. If I do not know how, I can learn slowly. I do not want you keeping me cooped up at home forever. I feel like a pet, not a person. Host, you are amazing. This is the real you. The you bound by the plot was never the real you. Look how the comments are praising you. I want to be the master of my own life. I do not have to be exceptional, but I need the right to make my own choices. I need to do what I want to do. What I want now is to get a job, join society, and become independent. The Chen who is himself again is someone I have not seen in many years. All right. You can be my assistant. You will follow me every day. There are no other options. Yaqian was displeased. She huffed. What is with that look? What is that expression? What is that attitude? Fine. I get it. I agree. Just thinking of being with you 24 hours a day makes me miserable. Are you happy with that reason? I am only afraid you will deceive me. What if you use work as an excuse to secretly go see Yuan Tiantian again, then start acting like you cannot live without her again? I would have to save you again. I remembered you and Yuan saying that in the previous cycle, she killed Yuan Tiantian, then died alongside me. Honestly, I really did not think Yaqian like me. Our relationship had always been so-so. Even now, we could start a fight over breakfast. During the first 20 years of our lives, that happened all the time. We would argue after barely exchanging a few words, then make up again after another few. I truly could not imagine why she would make such a decision. Could Yaqian be as sick as Yuan Tiantian? Do they have to lose someone to death before understanding their own hearts, and only then regret it? Oh, I understand. I will be your assistant. Then, when the black sedan pulled smoothly up to the Z Group entrance, employees passing by unconsciously slowed their steps. The car door opened. The first to step out was her, the usually cool and aloof heiress and CEO of the Z Group. Everyone's eyes were instantly drawn to me at her side. Yaqian seemed oblivious to the focused stares around her. Holding my hand, she led me straight to the CEO's private elevator. Whispers immediately broke out, impossible to contain. A few bolder employees quickly pulled out their phones and flooded the Z Group gossip chat. What is going on? Assistant Zhu. CEO Z brought an incredibly handsome man here. Chen. The Chen they remembered was hysterical, with eyes only for Yuan Tiantian. Who would have thought Yaqian would bring him to the company? With a ding, the CEO's private elevator doors opened again. Yaqian stepped out first, with me right behind her. The top floor employees instantly sat up straight. Come to my office. Yes, Ms. Z. Assistant Zhu immediately composed herself and followed behind. Ms. Z. Mr. Qiao. Good morning. What can I do for you? Before Yaqian could speak, I lifted my head, my excitement almost out of place here. Please arrange a workstation for me. I am starting work here today. Am I hearing things? Otherwise, how could I have heard the CEO's husband, who was always causing trouble for the company, say he wanted to work here? It was nothing short of a miracle. She instinctively looked at Yaqian. For confirmation, Yaqian gave an almost imperceptible nod. In my office, add another desk. Start him with simple tasks. No. I want to sit outside with everyone else. Do as I said, now. My request was denied, which was hardly surprising. Yaqian was a complete dictator now. If you dare sneak out under the pretense of going to work, do not expect to ever leave the house again. The moment I stepped out, I met dozens of eyes outside that had not quite managed to look away, all brimming with gossip. Our gazes met, and the atmosphere instantly turned awkward, but I felt as if I had found my people. A wide smile immediately bloomed across my face. I walked over on my own initiative. Hello. Everyone. Hello. Hello. We are co-workers now. I am new to office work. I do not know anything yet, so please look after me. Of course. You are too kind. As though I had not noticed all those probing looks, I naturally fit in before long. After a few casual words, the tense atmosphere eased considerably. One employee could not contain her curiosity and cautiously asked, "If you do not mind me asking, you and CEO ZR?" I blinked, then answered smoothly. We grew up together, and we were classmates too, so that is it. Everyone suddenly understood. They were childhood sweethearts, just as they wondered who I really was. Assistant Zhu arrived with the facilities team, carrying a brand new desk, chair, and computer equipment. They walked over, seeing me surrounded by everyone. Mr. Qiao, why are you not in CEO Z's office? Assistant Zhu stopped in her tracks, her tone respectful. The title, the Z family's son-in-law, was like a stone dropped into a still lake, sending huge ripples through everyone's mind. The entire floor fell silent. The Z family's son-in-law, rumored to be on terrible terms with CEO Z. Sure enough, the man appearing with Yaqian could only be Mr. Qiao. Miss Z, I really cannot make sense of this move. What they did not know was that, behind the special one-way glass in the CEO's office, Yaqian stood quietly. Her gaze pierced the glass and fixed firmly on me. Her eyes churned with emotions too complex to name. Curiosity, and scrutiny, as well as a trace of possessiveness she forcibly suppressed. But Chen had been so well-behaved lately. He even had the liveliness and energy of his 20-year-old self. He was almost flawless. This could be a Chen's more sophisticated disguise. I need to find the flaw quickly and tear away a Chen's mask. But how I wished all of this were real. I wish time could stop here, that a Chen could stay like this forever. The Chen who smiled at me, who talked back to me, and who could only grin foolishly after I teased him. Juju worked efficiently and quickly set up my workstation. A brand new computer waited for me. Now that I had my own space, I looked especially absorbed. I sat properly in front of the computer all morning, sometimes frowning as I thought, sometimes tapping away at the keyboard. I looked absurdly serious. To Yuan. What does this report mean? What do these numbers stand for? How do I format this document? Why does mine look so ugly? They never taught this in school. I have never dealt with it at all. This PowerPoint template is so tacky. The colors are hideous. Following my principle of handling things myself, I secretly searched on my phone first. When I truly could not figure something out, I urgently called to Yuan for outside help. I stumbled through the whole day, yet somehow completed several basic tasks reasonably well. Yaqian printed out the documents I submitted and pointed to several spots with her pen. The logic here does not work. This data citation is inaccurate. This formatting does not meet company standards. I leaned closer as she marked the paper and explained. Her voice was gentle and patient. Without realizing it, I followed her train of thought, watching her demonstrate the revisions and adjustments, learning her approach to solving problems. Dusk gradually colored the sky beyond the window. My 5 o'clock clock-out alarm rang right on time. Just moments ago, I had been completely focused, but suddenly it was as though I had been injected with energy. My eyes lit up. I saved the file with lightning speed and shut down the computer in one smooth motion. I gave a cheer and sprang up to rush outside. Qiao Chen, do you not want your revision notes? I will revise them tomorrow. Labor law says. It is time to clock out. I dashed out of the office area, leaving behind a crowd of workers silently looking at me with envy. Who would not want to leave work on time? But my freedom was short-lived. Sorry, Mr. Qiao. CEO Z specifically instructed us not to let you leave the company alone. Yaqian, I want to go home after work. Finish revising the documents before you leave. It is after work hours. That counts as overtime. Pay me triple wages. As an employee, you are leaving before your boss. At any other company, you would have already been fired. Clutching my phone, I looked back at the towering elevator. Dejectedly, I slunk back into the elevator. The light for the top floor lit up for me again. Let us go home. I hate overtime. I followed Yaqian into the elevator. This time, I was much quieter. By the time Yaqian drove me back to the Z residence, night had fallen. Annie Liu had dinner ready. 6 steaming dishes and a soup covered the table, radiating the warmth of a home-cooked meal. The two of us finished dinner quietly. I went straight back to the master bedroom to continue dominating the battlefield in my game. Yaqian went into the study to handle work. Before long, her phone buzzed. Come out for a drink. I heard you took your brother-in-law to the office today. What is going on? I am not going. Nothing is going on. Do not brush me off. You just spend an entire day together peacefully, without fighting or giving each other the cold shoulder. That is rarer than the sun rising in the west. Well, it is good that he has amnesia. Yaqian was thoroughly fed up, so she sent a few curt replies and ignored her. An hour later, Annie Wang opened the door. Niannian stood there beaming, like she owned the place. She changed into slippers. Miss Z, I am at your place. Niannian messaged Yaqian upstairs. Where is my brother-in-law? You really are persistent. Yaqian instinctively glanced at the tightly shut master bedroom door. You came all this way just for some gossip. Of course, it is a miracle you two did not fight. Naturally, I had to see it for myself. Niannian sat up straight, her eyes sparkling. Yaqian said flatly, we are not monkeys at the zoo. We are hardly worth a special visit. Still, Chen, was he not hopelessly obsessed with Yuan Tiantian? Why has he suddenly changed? Do not tell me he has fooled you again. Back then, I caused a huge uproar over Yuan Tiantian. As Yaqian's closest friend, Niannian had spent many nights drinking away her sorrows with her. Naturally, she was still shaken by it. A faint softness flickered in Yaqian's eyes. He has amnesia. Last time, he pretended to have a headache and amnesia too, just to make you soften toward him. This time, he has stepped up his act. This time, it is real. He does not even remember who Yuan Tiantian is. What if his acting has simply improved? Yaqian, do not fall for him again. Before she could finish, a soft door opening sounded upstairs. Both women looked up at once. I walked out in loungewear. Standing by the railing, I looked down at them. My gaze was clear, but touched with unfamiliarity and curiosity. Niannian immediately rose to her feet, wearing her signature bright smile. Hello, brother-in-law. Were we too loud? Did we wake you? I came down the stairs and nodded to her, polite but distant. Hello. At the same time, I urgently called out to the Yuan system in my mind. Who is she? Niannian is the heroine's close friend from her startup days. They are extremely close. She is probably the only person who can speak honestly with Yaqian. Understanding dawned on me as I met Niannian's probing gaze. I came down for water. Please. Carry on. I went to the refrigerator in the kitchen and took out 2 bottles of water. He actually smiled at me just now, and he even greeted me first. Did he not always give me a cold look whenever he saw me? Looks like he really has amnesia. Chen's memories stopped at 20. He has forgotten everyone and everything after that. That is wonderful. This calls for a celebration. Let us go out for a few drinks. My treat. Yaqian hesitated for a moment. All right, let us go. You are already reporting your plans to him? Yaqian. Are you falling for him again? Yaqian ignored her and softly knocked on the master bedroom door. My slightly muffled voice came from inside. When she opened the door, I was sitting cross-legged on the sofa, my fingers flying across my phone screen. The match seemed intense. The screen's glow fell across my face, outlining my focused profile. I seemed utterly absorbed in my own world. Chen, I am going out for drinks with Niannian. I may be home late. I did not even look up, my eyes still glued to the screen. Oh, go ahead. It is not like I have you on a leash. The instant I said it, Yaqian went almost imperceptibly still. Those words were like a fine needle, piercing straight into her heart. She wanted to say something, but every word caught in her throat, eventually becoming bitter silence. In the end, she said nothing. She only looked deeply at me once, then gently closed the door. The bar's lights were dim and hazy. Deep music thudded against their eardrums. Yaqian said nothing, and down to shots of hard liquor in a row. Slow down. What are you doing? What upset you so badly? When she raised the 3rd glass to her lips, Yaqian tipped back her head and drained it. Should I not be keeping him locked up like this? You are protecting him. Before, the second you let him go, he ran straight to you on Tiantian. He caused so many problems. Were you not always the one cleaning up his mess? Now he has amnesia, and no one knows what is going on. You need to be even more careful. What if something happens again? He does not like being confined by me, and he does not like me either. Yaqian stared at the amber liquid swirling in her glass. Is that not obvious? But at least he is not causing trouble now. At least you can have some peace for now. Take it slowly. You cannot rush love. But Yaqian seemed not to hear her. She poured herself another full glass. Niannian shook her head, knowing she was destined to be Yaqian's drinking companion tonight. The 2 women's striking looks had already drawn plenty of attention. Before long, a tall man approached with a drink in hand and sat in the empty seat beside Yaqian. Ladies, drinking alone is no fun. How about a drink together? Sorry. My friend is married. Married people can still make friends, cannot they? This beautiful lady seems upset. Let us chat. I am married. The man's smile froze. Meaningfully, he glanced at her bare fingers. His tone turned pointed and suggestive. You seem unhappy. Did you have a fight with your husband? If you ask me, sometimes you need to let yourself unwind. Maybe your husband is having fun somewhere else right now. Besides, you have taken off your wedding ring. Why take it so seriously? Life is short. Why not enjoy yourself while you can? At that very moment, I was playing on voice chat with my gaming friends, leaving the couple on the opposing team speechless. I was having the time of my life, when I suddenly sneezed loudly for no reason. Who is thinking about me? I rubbed my nose and muttered. The temperature around Yaqian seemed to plunge below freezing. Get lost. The man was terrified by the icy menace in her gaze. He hurriedly fled. Niannian breathed a sigh of relief, but when she turned around, Yaqian had lowered her eyes, staring fixedly at her own right hand. Her ring finger was bare. My marriage to Chen was a sham from the start. Chen did not love me before his amnesia. He still does not love me after it. That realization scorched her from the inside out more fiercely than any strong liquor. Yaqian stopped speaking. She drank 1 glass after another. Niannian's heart ached as she watched, but she did not know how to comfort her. In the end, seeing how drunk Yaqian had become, she resignedly called for one of her people to get this little tyrant home safely first. It was late at night, as the driver helped Yaqian from the car. The night breeze blew, clearing her mind for an instant, but her steps were still unsteady. She brushed away Niannian's helping hand and staggered into the house alone. She dragged herself upstairs, 1 step at a time. Niannian saw there was nothing more for her to do, and went home relieved. Outside the bedroom, Yaqian stopped, leaning against the cold wall. She awkwardly straightened her skirt. When she finished, she took a deep breath and gripped the cold doorknob. Okay, babe, this kill is yours. My excited voice drifted from inside, through the door left slightly ajar. It reached her ears with startling clarity. Yaqian's hand froze on the doorknob. Her blood seemed to freeze in an instant, then surged to her head the next second. That man's malicious words at the bar felt like the cruelest prophecy, coming true in the most bitterly ironic way. So Chen had never lost his memory. He had been deceiving me all along. With those innocent eyes that looked 20 again, and those seemingly obedient gestures, he had carefully woven an enormous lie. So, where I could not see, Chen was still with Yuan Tiantian, keeping such an intimate connection with her. Babe. What an intimate endearment. For years, I had called Chen that in my dreams, hoping he would call me that one day. Chen had never called me that, not once. Yet he called another woman that, countless times. Yaqian's jealousy fermented in the alcohol haze. The little sobriety she had regained, now mixed with overwhelming rage. The humiliation of being fooled erupted like lava. Swallowing her last shred of reason, she violently shoved open the door. Warm, gentle light spilled from the room, contrasting sharply with the dark hallway. I was reclining against the headboard, wearing headphones, my fingers flying across the screen. The sudden bang clearly startled me. I jerked my head up, my face still held, the easy smile from playing with my gaming friends. Yaqian stood there, her cheeks flushed an unnatural crimson. Her eyes held a scarlet despair I had never seen before. Her usual composed aloofness was gone. She was like a trapped beast, wounded to the core. She stared at me without blinking, her lips trembling. After a long moment, she forced out a tearful question. Qiao Chen, you lied to me. You never lost your memory. I was completely confused. I sat up straight. What did I lie to you about? I have never lied to you. Never lied to me? She stepped toward me, her high heels striking the floor. Every step was like walking on blades. Then who was that babe you just called? Yuan Tiantian, right? You have been pretending all along. Pretending to have amnesia. Pretending to be obedient, pretending I was the only one you relied on, while secretly keeping things going with her behind my back. Only then did I understand. Half laughing, half exasperated, I raised my phone. You mean this? That is my gaming teammate. He is a guy. I just got a Pentakill. I was telling him to celebrate with me. What are you imagining? Yaqian abruptly stopped. Most of her drunken haze vanished. The fury in her eyes slowly froze, turning into stunned disbelief. She stared at the game on my phone screen, then at my innocent expression. The flush drained from her cheeks, leaving her pale. I softened my voice. Yaqian, I know what you are afraid of. You are afraid I will remember Yuan Tiantian. The man who once would have lived or died for Yuan Tiantian was not me. He was a puppet controlled by the plot. My memories are frozen at age 20. I only remember us as sworn enemies who fought from childhood into adulthood. She turned her face away, her shoulders trembling slightly. She would not look at me, but she did not argue any further. I got out of bed and walked up to her. The man who once would have lived or died for Yuan Tiantian was not me. He was a puppet controlled by the plot. My memories are frozen at age 20. I only remember us as childhood rivals who fought our way into adulthood. I remember spraining my ankle after coming in first at the sports meet. You supported me to the campus clinic, scolding me the whole way. But you held my arm so carefully, afraid of hurting me. I remember how you were always sharp-tongued but soft-hearted. Whenever I ran short of spending money, you would grumble that you did not want to help, then turn around and slip money into my hand. I remember you saying that even if every other man on earth died, you still would not love me. You only said it in anger. I know. I reached out and gently wiped away her tears. My movements were clumsy, but sincere. Over the past 2 weeks, I have seen everything clearly. You chained me up with a gold chain, afraid I would run away or get hurt. But you gave me the best life possible. You gave up an important bidding meeting for me, even knowing I might have been faking it. You still came running to me every time. Yaqian, you are not the villain. You are the biggest fool in the world, and the one who has protected me most. She suddenly looked up. Her tears struck the back of my hand, scalding hot. You really will not go back to Yuan Tiantian? Why would I go to her? A woman who strung me along, used me and Z Group as stepping stones to climb higher, yet never offered me one sincere word. I would have to be out of my mind to touch her again. The person I was before was not me. Now I am myself. I will only stay far away from trash like that. Host, you are amazing. The misunderstanding has been cleared up. I ignored the system. Gently, I took Yaqian's hand and led her to sit properly at the edge of the bed. About the past, I apologized to you for the man I was back then. He made you suffer for 6 years. He robbed you of peaceful sleep every night. Though you loved me, he left you only able to keep me through confinement. He is the one who wronged you. But I promise you, from today on, Qiao Chen will never make Yaqian shed another tear. Yaqian threw herself into my arms, wrapping her arms tightly around my waist. She buried her face in the hollow of my neck. 6 years of suppressed anguish finally erupted. She cried like a child. I gently patted her back, my heart aching for her. Yaqian's so-called imprisonment had never been about control. It had been salvation. If she had not guarded me without leaving my side, the me controlled by the plot would have died long ago through endless self-harm and despair. In her clumsiest, most obsessive way, she had saved my life. Do not chain me up anymore. I will not run away. If you are worried about me, take me wherever you go. I will even go to work with you. I will never leave you for the rest of my life. She raised her tear-reddened eyes and asked softly, really? Truer than gold? And I am going to work hard to help you manage. Z Group, I used to hold you back. From now on, I will be your strongest support. That night, for the first time, we no longer slept more than a meter apart. I held her, and she rested in my arms. She slept soundly through the night, without tossing and turning, without waking in terror at midnight. Early the next morning, Yaqian was still a little embarrassed when she woke. The tips of her ears were red. I teased her on purpose. Who was the one crying yesterday? She shot me a glare, but her usual icy reserve was gone. There was a hint of sweet reproach in it. Do not bring it up. After getting up, I had the bodyguards remove every gold chain from the house. From now on, I will bind you with my heart. It will hold stronger than anything. In the days that followed, I threw myself fully into real-world work. At first, I could not even understand financial reports. Later, I gradually learned business from Yaqian and began handling company affairs. I improved quickly. Yaqian was endlessly patient when teaching me, and I worked especially hard. I only wanted to ease her burden, so she would not have to carry everything alone. As for Yuan Tiantian, she ultimately paid the price for her greed and selfishness. Her government contract bid failed. Not only did she fail to secure the Qi family's investment, she also fell deeply into debt. Yuan Group's shares were mortgaged. Her father had always valued profit over family. Seeing her completely lose power, he stripped her of every right she had in the company and promoted his other children instead. Yuan Tiantian was abandoned by everyone. Her former glory had vanished without a trace. In the end, she could only leave Haishi in disgrace, never again able to cause trouble. When I heard the news, I merely smiled faintly. What goes around comes around. She had walked herself, step by step, into that fate. She had no one else to blame. When Niannian visited the Z residence again, she found Yaqian and me sitting side by side on the sofa. I was peeling an orange for her, while she leaned on my shoulder, reading documents. We looked utterly peaceful together. She was so shocked she nearly sprayed out her tea. Oh my god. Qiao Chen, you have completely changed. You used to have eyes only for Yuan Tiantian. Now, all you see is our Yaqian. Not bad, not bad. You have finally come to your senses. Yaqian gently nudged Niannian, though a smile lingered at the corner of her lips. Do not talk nonsense. I took Yaqian's hand and said seriously, I was blind before. Now I see clearly. Who is truly worth cherishing? Post. Phase 1 is complete. Physical health targets have been met. Phase 2 protects Yaqian. A reward mystery box has been issued. You receive the Hearts United buff. From now on, your hearts will be in sync. There will be no more misunderstandings. Haha. The days passed one by one. My weight gradually returned to normal. I was no longer painfully thin. I was full of energy, with a spring in my step. My bond with Yaqian grew deeper by the day. From bickering childhood rivals, we became the irreplaceable loves of each other's lives. Under our joint management, Z Group grew stronger and stronger. Its reach kept expanding, becoming one of Heishi's leading companies. The shareholders who had once questioned Yaqian now could not praise me enough. One weekend, I took Yaqian back to the university we once attended. Walking along the familiar campus path, watching students pass by, it felt as if we had returned to when we were 20. I stopped walking and looked earnestly at Yaqian. Then I dropped to one knee and took a diamond ring from my pocket. I bought this with the first money I ever earned. Yaqian, when I was 20, I twisted my ankle, and you helped me walk this path. Now, at 26, I want to hold your hand and walk through life with you. Our first marriage was born of spite. It was salvation, and it was an accident. But now I want to marry you, because I love you. Will you marry me? Yaqian's eyes welled with tears. She nodded firmly, her voice catching. I will. I slipped the diamond ring onto her ring finger, then rose and embraced her. From now on, there are no more sworn rivals. There is only me and my wife, never leaving each other for the rest of our lives. Growing old together. Host. The final mission is complete. Grand prize. Grow old together. Activated. Wishing you and Yaqian a lifetime of happiness, peace, and good fortune. I held the person in my arms, my heart overflowing with contentment. Once, I thought I was a puppet trapped inside a novel. My fate written long ago, with nowhere to go but tragedy. But now I know that as long as you stay true to yourself and cherish a true heart, you can break free from every shackle and become who you want to be. With 6 years of obsession and protection, Yaqian waited for the real me to return. With a lifetime of tenderness and companionship, I will make up for every hurt and every moment she waited. Late at night, I looked at the sleeping Yaqian beside me and gently kissed her forehead. Being able to marry you in this life is the greatest blessing I, Qiao Chen, could ever have. For all the years ahead, through wind and snow, it is you. Through ordinary days, it is you. Through hardship, it is you. Through wealth and glory, It is you. The tenderness in my heart is you. And everywhere I look,